Welcome back to the 2-minute warning. Just in, the Los Angeles Chargers are going to sign former Green Bay Packers center Corey Linsley. They are agreed to supposedly assign him to a 5-year deal worth $62.5 million, making him the highest paid center in the NFL. Very bold move by the Los Angeles Chargers, but I like it because we know the Los Angeles Chargers, while they've had some mistakes this past year with injuries, secondary not being 100% with injuries, defensive line being banged up as well, and offense needing a little more help in the backfield. Of all their issues, offensive line is the biggest necessity for the Los Angeles Chargers, and they're addressing it right out the gate, and that is exactly what we need for the Los Angeles Chargers. Not a true Los Angeles Chargers fan, but you guys have definitely made me prone to like them a little bit more, I'm going to be honest, but definitely going to go home and be a fan of the Bucs all the time, and I'm liking what the Chargers are doing. And this signing for Corey Linsley is huge for the Chargers. They still need to work on the rest of the line because one position won't fix it all, but them releasing Trey Turner, releasing Casey Hayward, this opening up the cap space finally makes sense because they are now being aggressive exactly where they need it. I hope at 13th overall in the first round of the NFL draft, they address more, pick up, Elijah Vera Tucker, Christian Darrisaw, maybe get lucky and Rashawn Slater falls, or maybe since they're addressing the offensive line so aggressive right off the bat in free agency, they can get Corey Linsley, and then maybe they could get Trent Williams from the 49ers. You got, boom, a starting left tackle, boom, a starting center, some of the top tackles in the center in the game, arguably probably top 5 in their position, arguably in the game. And maybe if you are addressing in a free agency at 13th overall, you get lucky and trade up and draft a Kyle Pitts, you get a Devontae Smith, or maybe you look at defense and Patrick Surtain or Caleb Farley. That is exactly what I would like the Chargers to do. Finish up addressing offensive line in free agency as much as you can, for that way in the NFL draft you can pick an electric player that will take this team to the next level. On offense, if you get the offensive line, Justin Herbert will do the rest with Keenan Allen, Mike Williams. Hopefully they re-sign Hunter Henry. We will see. Jonnu Smith, we saw we went to the Titans, but there's still a lot of options even if they lose Henry. Like I said, if Kyle Pitts is in play, I'm not going to complain about them losing Hunter Henry by any means. Kyle Pitts would change this offense forever if he went there. And then Austin Eckler, not the greatest running back when running the football, catching the football, and what he does after he catches it. Great guy, but getting through the tackles, that will be tough. So a good offensive line will help him adapt to that. But even without Austin Eckler being the primary ball handler, I think Kellen Ballage, Joshua Kelly, Justin Jackson, any of those guys can develop into the primary ball handler to run the football. Catches out of the backfield, it's always going to be Austin Eckler and Justin Herbert. They already have a great chemistry very early in Justin Herbert's rookie season. But overall, this signing could not be better. They are paying him a lot. Like I said, highest paid center in the NFL, $62.5 million over 5 years. I believe it was like $26 million guaranteed, if I'm not mistaken, 20-something. So it is a big move. It's a bold move, but I like the aggressiveness. This is exactly what the Chargers need. We've seen time and time again, the Chargers have shown they have the right talent. They have the right pieces. The management does not put it together. They're like always one step away, and management cannot go out and get them exactly what they need. And now I think things are changing. We did see Joe Johnson go to the Cleveland Browns. I thought the Chargers would be looking at him because Brandon Staley being from the Rams and Joe Johnson being from the Rams, maybe he could persuade him over to the Chargers. So I was hoping Chargers could pull that off as well. But either way, secondary, you definitely need to fix it up a little bit because you lost Casey Hayward. We still have Derwin James and Chris Harris Jr. and Michael Davis you might re-sign. So it's developing. Either way, I like this move, and I hope at 13th overall they're aiming to go for an electric player like Patrick Surtain or Caleb Farley that'll go in the secondary, or get lucky with the Micah Parsons that can help out this front seven, or pick up the top pass rusher, Kwity Paye, Jalen Phillips. Offensive line, while it's a necessity 100%, it is a boring pick at 13. I'd love to see them get an electric player. And of course, Devontae Smith and Kyle Pitts, I'd love to see be in this offense as well. However, we will just have to see how the offseason goes on. Free agency is starting aggressive early for all teams. Patriots, Jonnu Smith and Matt Judon. Like I said, the Browns are addressing their secondary with Joe Johnson, and the Chargers now getting Corey Linsley. I really hope they pursue Trent Williams. I thought Joe Thuney would be in the market for them, but he signed with the Kansas City Chiefs, 5 years, $80 million deal. Maybe take a couple risks. Maybe they'll look at Eric Fisher, and he's coming off an injury. He's going to be a wild card, but never know what the potential and what the upside is. Great thought to maybe at least consider it. Be aggressive. Don't give up the aggressiveness. And in my opinion, continue to take the risk. Obviously, don't go overboard, but continue to take the risk and go for the huge potential upside that there is for the Los Angeles Chargers. Again, I can't say it enough. I love this move for them. Arguably the best center in the league. For him to be paid the highest center in the league, at least top 3 at his position, in my opinion. We know the Packers had one of the best offensive lines this past year. It not only makes the Packers worse to help out my Bucs, but it makes the Chargers even better to help out probably my second or third favorite team in the Chargers. We're going to see how the rest of free agency goes and how the NFL draft goes. Even though I want them to go for an electric player in the NFL draft, I'm not going to complain if they go further on offensive line and Elijah Vera Tucker, Rashawn Slater, Christian Darrisaw. Give Justin Herbert the best offensive line there is, and he will make sure you will get your money's worth. I guarantee it. I can't wait to see how the offseason continues. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Are you happy with this move? What other offensive lineman free agents should they sign? What other free agents should they look at? What should they go after at 13th in the draft, etc.? What do you guys think overall the Chargers should do moving forward? Thanks for watching, guys. 2-minute warning.